Good morning. um, Today's Monday. It's a sunny day. It's cold, but it's sunny. So yesterday I couldn't enjoy it because I had a migraine, but today I'm going to enjoy it. So I was in the studio yesterday, just puttering around. I wasn't really overly creative. Well, sort of. However, I was playing with the idea of making your own stamps. I was watching Caged Fish with a K on YouTube. She does videos on glue books, so which I thought was really kind of interesting. And she was making some of her own stamps, and she had made them out of fun foam and just experimented and whatnot else. So, which is fine and dandy if you're a drawer or you like to draw and things like that. But sometimes you just want something a little bit more abstract, especially when you're art journaling and things like that. So I was looking through some of my own things, and I do believe in recycling, reusing, things that you have around the house. I tried them on corks. It didn't quite work too well for me. Unless you're carving them, of course, then go for it. But it takes a little bit more talent for that. So anyway, what I did was I used my medication bottles. I have collected them over the years, okay? I don't take a lot of medication. This is just over many years of taking different kinds. But I collect them and then I just take the label off. But these come in handy for just about anything. You can put beads in them, you can put paper clips in them, you can put glitter in them, anything and everything you can think of. I've had a few in my purse with bobby pins and hair elastics, and they're great little containers. So I experimented with my glue gun. I just got a cheapy little one at Dollarama. And then what I've done is I've put some kind of design on the lid. You can't go very big. And what you have to do is you have to flatten it out a little bit while it's still warm so that you get an even stamping. Because otherwise it'll be too raised and only the raised parts will get the ink. And when you go to stamp it, it's not going to look very nice. Trust me, experiment with that. You'll find out for yourself actually if you forget. So also at the dollar store, they have these silicone mats. They're for your hot glue gun, so it doesn't burn your desk or anything like that, and the glue just peels right off. So it's perfect for this kind of project. I have seen people making actual stencils with the glue gun. So this would be a perfect one to put it on. I've seen some people do it on plastic or whatnot else. I don't think it'll peel off as nicely. So a silicone mat, something like this, is perfect. And it's small enough that you can really, just sort of stay within certain parameters. And you can make a few at a time. Make sure these are inexpensive. You could probably buy two of these and then you should be good to go. Um, they're not overly expensive. So all I've done is put a design on here. Now, if you don't like it, you can just peel it right off, start over. It's not that big a deal. That's the perfect thing about these. All I've done, actually, let me just remove some of these things away from here. At the dollar store also, they have these multiple stamp collections. So there's the rose one, the birdcage one, which I really like, and then they also have an owl one. But the beauty of these, they come with the different colored stamp pads. So if you're in the market for some inexpensive little stamp pads, they just come like in this little handy dandy little size. Now they are pigment inks, so they take a little bit longer to dry, but it's not that big a deal. You can take your hair dryer and dry it if you want to, or just let air dry. But the flower one came with two pink ones and a green one. The owl came with a blue and brown and a couple of other colors. So you can experiment with these. So what I'm going to do is I just have my sketchbook and I'm going to experiment. So this one is kind of a flower design. I don't know if you can see it very well. I was just experimenting with some black ink. So that's my flower. And then I have two different leaf designs on there. You can't see it very well, but it'll show up better on the printing. And then some dots, just random ones. And then this is supposed to be a branch, but when I went to flatten it out, it turned really weird. But I found out it looks good as like a plant or a cacti or something like that. So I'm going to start with that one actually. So all I'm going to do is just ink it up. And because I flatten them, it'll be much easier. You have to make sure, even if you use anything else, the lid has to be like flat. Otherwise it's not going to work. Ooh, that worked quite nicely. So I'm going to do a couple of these. It's actually not bad. Let's see how it goes. And then I'm going to do some cacti do flower. I'm going to do this one in a pink one from the other set. Oops. And then I'm just going to make it look like there's like flowers on there. There's also like a red. And you can just take a tissue and wipe it off, or you can stamp it off. It is, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to take a red, a little bit darker. I don't know if it's a true red. Well, it might be. Yep, it's a true red. Okay. But there you go. So it's a little bit more abstract, and it's your own design. You haven't copied anyone because each one will come out different no matter how hard you try. Trust me on that one. So I'm going to do the flower in the pink. The beauty of these is you can just, you know, you can do a border with it, you can do a cluster, you can do a whole bouquet or whatever you want to do. So that's the flower one. So it speaks almost like a rose, you know. I tried to make a spiral and that's how it turned out. So, oh well. And then all I'm going to do is take my green. And what you can do is you can color these too. You can do it in black. In the stationery section at the dollar store, they just have the plain black ink pads, just whatever available. And then you can sort of practice a little bit and see what comes up. So here's my rose. It's not the greatest. I'm going to try and do an overlay of the red. I kind of got the idea from Caged Fish when she did hers, but she did hers for mixed media. But now they have a lot of these stamps out that are layering stamps, which is what these ones are. So I just created my own kind of thing. And I just keep it on my card. But anyway, there is my rose. So, you know, you don't have to buy a whole bunch of stamps. You can just create your own and just, you know, go to town and see what you can. You can make a bunch of them ahead of time. You can do it for stationery. Because, you know, like I said a couple of videos ago, the lost art of letter writing, you know, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I think these would actually look kind of cute on letters and stuff like that, or even on an envelope or whatever. But you can just, you know, use your imagination, see what you come up with, and yeah, I think it turned out rather well. And then if you do want to use fun foam, which is what Caged Fish did, again, watch her YouTube channels. It's a lot of fun, actually. She really, you know, it's just fun foam. Basic fun foam, get it at the dollar store. You draw a design on it. So that's what I've done with this one. I'm just going to show it to you. So this one is just a grid, and then I just used my roller tape and I put it on one of these acrylic blocks. You can put it onto something else that is flat. So all I'm going to do is put it on my stamp pad and then stamp it. And then it just comes out with, because I drew the lines in the foam, you can see them. There'll be a variation thereof. And this one, It's a little bit on the weird side, but like I said, I've been out of sketching for a little while. I'm trying to get back into it. So that is my version of a unicorn. Don't even ask. I've been trying to get back into sketching. I swear I do draw better than that. Where's my sketchbook? I do draw better than that. So here's my other one I did yesterday. It's not obviously a stamp, but I do draw. And because I couldn't bear to color my original, I just took a photocopy and I just painted that one. I just used my colored watercolor pencil, and then I just painted the photocopy. I just couldn't bear to paint the other one. So anyway, I wanted to show you that I've been playing with those. And then, yeah, you can just sort of go to town and come up with all different kinds of designs. And you can start over every time. You can do a set, you can keep them as is, and then you can store other things in them. Sequins, glitter, paper clips, you know, whatever you feel like. Or if you don't like the design, you just peel it off and start over. But remember to flatten out your design on your silicone mat so that it'll stamp evenly. That's for sure. Another thing I wanted to show you. So another thing at the dollar store that I found was metal flakes. Remember in my room tour I showed it? Let's see. This was a lot of fun to experiment with. So it's metal flakes. Metallic leaf flakes. So it's not real gold, it's not real silver, as far as I know. But they very much behave like gold leaf and silver leaf, because I've worked with both of those before. It's very, very similar. Now with this, you would have to get some kind of sticky medium in order to stick the leaf down and have it stay, and then you burnish it and stuff like that. But in my journal, in my art journal, all I did was I put it on my decoupage. But look, it acts the same way. You can see all the gold leaf. Now, I really didn't do much of a design with it because I wasn't sure if it was even going to work, so I just experimented. So what I want to do is I want to experiment a little bit more and see if I can write with the hot glue gun, like words and stuff like that, and see if I can pull gold metallic leaf on it and see if I can make my own word letter stickers, whatever. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Again, very creative, but just sort of offbeat. And I think with the weather the way it is, I might rearrange my studio to make it feel a little bit more cozy. In the wintertime, I tend to want to cozy up and sort of make a little cave and hide away. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rearrange a few things. Or I might leave it. It might not even look right, but we'll see how it goes. So this video is short and sweet, but some ideas for you to play around with. Again, Caged Fish with a K. Check her out, actually. It's interesting, all the books that she's created, and it's something, if you're not creative in a scrapbooking kind of way, you can do it that way too. It's just basically collage and recycling your magazines and things like that, or stuff that you find. We all tend to be collectors of something, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what people come up with their own ideas and their own plans. Yeah, again, recycle, make your own, and if it doesn't work, you didn't spend a whole lot on it, so have fun with it. Bye, guys.